Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf. Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day. They encourage those who go out to make smart decisions behind the wheel or plan accordingly to have someone lined up for a safe ride home. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialist here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor, Nebraska Football Hall of Famer.
Blitz is on. Taylor picks it up. Fires. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Canadian Football League Grey Cup champion.
Taylor again, wide open.
First team All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
5 for Steve Taylor. That is a new Nebraska record.
We are live from 1040 O Street on 93.7 The Ticket. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. Hopefully you can celebrate in style, celebrate with your loved ones. And Steve, you're already celebrating a little bit. We got artisan chocolates from the chocolate season.
What are you doing? Don't you know we're all retired and we're like trying to lose weight?
Yeah.
Last thing we need is a bunch of sugar products. And every time I come in here, first of all, this is a very difficult time for me with lunch and everything. I gotta get my routine going. Every time I come in here, I'm set for Wednesdays when we have waffles. Yeah. Because then I can prepare in the morning. But any other day, there's always goodies around here.
That's right.
Popcorn, cheese popcorn, beef jerky, the works. Now we got all these chocolate treats, chocolate potato chips, chocolate bars, chocolate candy.
Chocolate popcorn is that.
So what's this I'm supposed to try here? And I love chocolate, man.
Yeah.
I love chocolate.
Oh, yeah. So, it's definitely a weakness. I don't know exactly what that is called, but you're supposed to give it your review here.
My review.
Yeah. It's from the chocolate season, Artisan Chocolates. Seems to be a chocolate ball with some what?
It has peanuts on it.
Peanuts on top, yeah.
It has peanuts, and then it's covered in chocolate. I don't know what's inside of it.
I don't either.
So it's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you get until you bite into it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a go because I just had lunch.
Okay.
Just had lunch.
Well, that's a good time for dessert then. Yeah.
Oh, it's peanut butter inside.
Oh, peanut butter. A peanut butter ball then.
Yeah, and it has like some type of flake in it. Almost like what do you call it? Captain Crunch or something, or corn flakes?
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's tasty.
Sounds
Anything chocolate. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take one more bite.
Okay, still watching your weight there. If you want to be like Steve and get your hands on that, or any, like we said, many different types of chocolates you can get. here at the chocolate season. It is at the corner of, not here, so don't come here. We've just got a few samples.
I'm happy. I can't eat just a little bit. I got to eat.
Oh, you got to eat the whole thing. There you go.
It's good.
It's at the corner of Old Cheney and 40th behind Buffalo Wings and Rings. Get your European style artisan chocolates handmade on site by Erica and her team. Go see Erica for your Valentine's gift if you've forgotten, or a gift for really any occasion. The chocolate season, Williamsburg Village, once again behind Buffalo Wings and Rings at 40th and Old Cheney. Well, Steve, it's nice to see you. I know,
as always,
as
Bob.
we were watching the Super Bowl there, we were counting away at one of our prop bets from last week was how many times they would show Taylor Swift.
What was my wager? Did we make a wager between the two of us? I thought we did.
Well, we might have, yeah.
I know we did. You lost.
Now, yeah.
You owe me. You owe me $20.
Yeah, it was 4.5 times that we'd see Taylor, and I think the total was like 9 or something.
I know. I quit. I think I quit after 7.
Yeah.
I think after 6 or 7, I quit because I knew I had won $20 from you.
Well,
I'm going to collect too. You know, I'm going to collect.
We're going to have to go back and see what the bet was.
I got the text message, I think. Yeah, that was crazy, dude. How stupid crazy was that game?
Well, and it went to overtime, so that gives you extra time to see Taylor.
You know, I was happy that it went to overtime and it was going to be a fair overtime. You know, that each team was going to have an opportunity to win the game.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they changed their rule.
What did you think about that? Because the 49ers, some of the players were confused by it.
Of course they were.
I don't know if you were when like the clock was running down. I was kind of confused. Like, don't they have to score quickly? But there was going to be another overtime session if the clock ran out. It was confusing.
No, I think. Well, to answer your question, I don't know what were they confused about? Because I saw that afterwards.
Yeah,
a few of the 49 players.
Well, because it's a different rule than in regular season. Obviously, you have to come with a champion, come up with a winner, because in the regular season you can come out with a tie. So again, the rule was like they were going to have 2 overtime sessions if they needed it.
If they need it, but you have one overtime. You start with one overtime.
Yeah,
and I understood it that whoever scores the most points in that overtime victory wins. Now I didn't know that. Okay, first of all, I can't remember now. When Kansas City scored, was there time remaining on the clock, or was it done?
There was barely any time remaining. But it would have flowed over to another overtime period. They would have switched fields and went to the other end zone.
Oh, but they won. They scored a time. Okay.
Right. If the time ran out before, they would have scored. So they weren't necessarily pressed by time.
No, they weren't. There was no.
Yeah.
I think they won the game because they scored, and they scored more points than 49ers within that first overtime period.
Well, yeah.
So I understood that. That's the way I understood it.
Because
I wasn't confused.
So each team gets an opportunity to score. If the 49ers score first and they score a touchdown, then the Chiefs have to match it.
Oh, that's the rule. They have to match it.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. That I didn't know. Okay, they have. Okay, so they have to match it. Whoever scores,
everybody.
Yeah, that's a little confusing. Why not just play a quarter or whatever the time is, and whoever has the most points after that, that time limit, you win the game.
I mean, they could have done that too. Kyle Shanahan said
it worked out that way ultimately, but that's the other stuff is confusing.
But it's similar like college overtime, to where you would presumably want the other team to get the ball first, so you know what you need. Like San Francisco, they took the ball, scored 3, and then Kansas City knew if they had a touchdown, we can win.
I like that. I mean, I understand that, but
So the 49ers decided to not do that. And their reasoning behind that was
not do what? Well, they took the ball.
But you would think that you'd want to kick off, right? You'd think that you'd want to give the other team the ball, so you know whether you need a field goal or a touchdown.
Well, I mean, there's extra motivation there, but in that situation, you're thinking we just got to score. You want to get a touchdown. You get a touchdown, then I guess the only way they can beat you if they go a touchdown and then go for 2.
Yeah,
that would be something.
That would be
but then so that would be a kicker with that if you look at it from that perspective. So that's a little exciting, but then again, it's not fair, because if I receive and I score, I'm not going to go for 2. So I think that would be an unfair advantage.
Right. With the first team, the
first team, if we scored a touchdown, I'm not going for 2.
Yeah, because you can just set it up for them to win with a touchdown on a PAT.
Exactly, right? So I don't like that rule. Yeah. I just like it, hey, play the time limit. Whoever scores the most points within that time, you're the victor.
Yeah.
And if it's tied, then you start the second overtime.
Yeah. That would make sense, but they've got to make it more complicated for some reason.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just like having a conversation with my wife, it gets more complicated than what it should be.
That's right.
Yeah. But it's all good.
What did you think about the game altogether?
It started off a little slow.
Mm-hmm.
I was just amazed of just how over the top the Super Bowl is. I mean, it's just so much. It's just so much. I mean, it's just so huge, so big. And so with that being said, you know, the players' intensity is just out of this world. I mean, the emotions they're crying through during the national anthem.
Yeah.
I mean, tears are coming down, you know, and everyone's tensions are at an all-time high because it's just such a big, big, big spectacle. And so with that being said, I don't think you get very seldom do you get the quality of football you think you're going to get in that first quarter or maybe two, just because guys are just so amped up. They're just so amped up, right? Yeah. And then once you get in the flow of things, which I think that's what the game was like, once they got into a flow of things, then they forgot about all the other stuff and just played football. And that's when I think it became a really good football game.
Yeah.
You know,
it was a defensive battle early. Special teams, they had the longest field goals in Super Bowl history, two of them.
Just watching two great teams, I mean, what they were doing offensively and defensively, the creativity with how they were coordinating, calling plays, doing things. I mean, in that aspect, it was good. I didn't have a favorite because my wish list was to have Detroit and the Ravens. And of course that was done. So I was really just wanted to watch a good football game. My brother loves the 49ers. You know, I kind of was leaning towards the Niners just because, you know, Kansas City has had a great couple of years, right? I mean, how much more do you need, right?
Yeah.
So it's been nice to see those guys do that in Purdy and all that stuff. So I was kind of leaning towards them a little bit, but then again, I wasn't gonna be upset at all if Kansas City won. So I just watched the game, and it was excellent. I think Purdy was outstanding. You know, McCaffrey. I mean, all those guys were real. They played great. It was a good football game, and I just felt for them because they've worked so hard. I mean, everyone works hard, you know, and Kansas City was sort of the underdog, you know, with their season that they had. And, you know, with what happened to San Fran last year with Purdy getting injured, kind of ruined their chances of winning it all. So it was nice to see them in a position, you know, to be Super Bowl champions. So I know what it's like on the win side to win. And I know what it's like to lose on the losing side. It just hits you in the gut, man. It just hits you in the gut. And the way they lost too, because they played a good game. And so I felt for them. But then again, Kansas City, what a story.
Yeah.
What a story, man. Mahomes is just a freak.
Well, that's where
he's just a freak.
That's where you kind of think too, like, because it does elevate him. He's now there's only three guys that have won the Super Bowl MVP 3 times. Tom Brady, for what it's worth, has 5 of them. But now Mahomes, at only 28 years old, has tied Joe Montana with 3 MVPs.
Yeah, with
Super Bowl
what?
MVPs.
Yeah. 5 years? How many years have it been? 5 years?
Yeah, as a starter.
And those guys' careers at what? At least 10 to 12, 13, probably at least. That's just crazy. That's stupid crazy.
Do you see him already? I mean, the eye test is already there, so it's like he didn't necessarily need this, but you see him kind of in that conversation already?
First of all, what Brady has done is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Belichick, that's ridiculous. That's like the Bulls, you know. But I mean, it's tough. And football has changed so much over the years, you know, just watching him play. And he's looking like he's just playing sandlot football in the backyard with guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking down, throwing sidearm. I mean, and the cameras are everywhere now, right? You know, running around, scrambling and fake pumping. And he's just having fun. It's a different quarterback now is played a different way than what is played, you know, years and years ago. So it's really kind of hard to put that in context. I mean, to say he's in the top, I don't know, 5 or 6 maybe historically in the NFL. I mean, just by what he's done so far and just what he's able to do, you would say he's probably one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in the NFL. I mean, and it's only 5 years. So regardless if he wins any more MVPs or any more Super Bowls, I would probably still think that. You know, but obviously longevity and being consistent over those years plays a lot into that. You know, but what the Kansas City Chiefs have put them in position to do is really crazy.
Yeah, they're going for a 3-peat now, which has never been done in the NFL. Yeah. So they were talking about that right as soon as they won. They didn't really take any time to celebrate. They're like, we're going for number 3. Now they did celebrate. I don't know.
Well, they're going to have plenty of time to celebrate.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw, Travis Kelce yelling on stage and all that, and then Patrick Mahomes doing interviews the other day was.
Yeah, and the whole Disney thing and doing all that and everything. I mean, it's just, and the Taylor Swift thing.
Mania. Yeah.
I mean, what a dream come true. How could you be so lucky or so good, So it's just remarkable, man. It really is. I look back, it's just remarkable what they've done. Now, we kind of had a franchise like that with the Calgary Stampeders in the CFL. We had some really good years, like on a span of about 5 or 6 years. So I understand that. I felt kind of sad for the kid that left, to Tyreek Hill.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he got the money.
Yeah.
But, hindsight's always 20/20, but I would rather have the Super Bowls behind me and still have a lot of bank and still have a lot of money.
He's put up a lot of yards and numbers there.
But I get that, man. But what he missed out on, I would trade the money for that. Now you don't know if that would have happened or not, but and he has his one. See, once you get your one, you feel complete.
Yeah,
you really do. Once you get the one, you kind of feel like, okay, I have my taste. I'm in that thing. But to get multiples are just ridiculous. That's something that's,
Did you see Travis Kelce bump into his coach too? There was a lot to be made about that.
Oh, he bumped into him?
Oh yeah, he ran up to Andy Reid. Andy Reid didn't see it coming.
You call that a bump?
Yeah.
Is that what you call it? You're calling that a bump?
What would you call it?
He almost strangled the guy. I thought he grabbed him by the arm and turned him around.
Yeah,
I don't think it was a bump.
Yeah. What do you think about that? I mean, that the
like I
high
say,
of emotions and all that. But
the intensity is so high.
Yeah.
And it's just so high. And he's a competitor. So in a perfect world, you wish you would just go to your offensive coordinator and say, hey, can you get me the ball? Can you work me in? You don't go up to your head coach and, and grab his arm and say, hey, listen here, get me the ball. I mean, I would think that's kind of what was said, and you got to have the right coach with that. You get the wrong coach. But see, things are crazy now. These players make so much money. He's dating Taylor Swift. Right.
Like the NFL's made millions and millions. I mean,
so these guys feel like, hey, we're here because of what I've done and what we've done. So then, and they're grown men.
Yeah.
I mean, I see them as kids now because I'm 57, right? They're still relatively young, but they're grown men. They got a lot of confidence. They got a lot of money. They're doing their thing, and they have respect and everything. And I think Coach Reid handled that. You couldn't handle that any better. You get the wrong coach, they may say some things to you.
Yeah, I mean, somebody, you don't normally are able to do that. Your head coach, somebody might bench you.
Yeah,
but it's bench your start.
But it's Kelce. At that time. They do know they got to have them too. So, and that was. I'm not surprised by that at all. I'm not surprised by that at all. And be frank with you, you need that. You need that.
That intensity.
You do. You need it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what hurt the Ravens. You didn't have anyone, taking control of the team like that. I mean, how many huddles did they have offensively or defensively? Team gathers and leaders speaking up. So you need that intensity. So I'm good with it.
How about the Super Bowl commercials? Do you have any favorites there? Did you watch
I can't remember now. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
There was one or two that kind of stood out that I like. You may have to.
You
may have to refresh my memory. It's been a couple of days, but it's not like it. I tell you one thing, Homes.com, they spent a lot of money. It wasn't like $7 million for a commercial. Really? I think we looked it up. It was $7 million. Because when I was in school, it was a big deal to be $1 million.
Yeah.
And now I think it's $7 million for a Super Bowl ad. Yeah. And I think Homes.com, they had like 5 or 6 of them. They spent a boatload of money. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. And then entertaining. I thought the commercials were fun
Usher.
Enough.
We got to talk about Usher.
Yeah, we got to talk about Usher.
Oh, yeah.
We still got some Super Bowl reviewing to do. We also could talk about Matt Rule, some of the comments he made the other day. And how about Nebraska not having anybody invited to the NFL Combine?
Not surprised, man.
Well, we can talk a little bit more about that sort of stuff. Coming up next year, this is Weekly Wrap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I'm Jake Bachman. We'll be back after this.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
The Omaha Supernovas are back in action this Thursday, February 15th versus the Vegas Thrill at the Dollar Loan Center in Las Vegas. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 8 p.m. with first serve at 9. Make sure to tune in to the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Supernovas Radio Network. Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep your clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex at West O Street. Online at doubleeagle.golf.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we have some really big savings for you right now. Our new crossover sale is underway. New Terrains, Equinoxes, and Trailblazers starting at $23,290. That's right, $23,290. Also, we've continued our huge Sierra and Silverado truck sale with over $10,000 off new pickups. You heard right, over $10,000 off list. Koppel truly has a small-town feel with big city deals. We're right down 144th Street or at KoppelCars.com. Stock numbers G260980 and C119824.
Southeast Community College invites you to check out our spaces ahead of your official campus visit. Our virtual campus tours let you see our campuses and learn more about our programs of study. Then you can schedule your individual visit in person or virtually. Virtual tours of our campuses in Beatrice, Lincoln, or Milford, and our learning centers are online at southeast.edu/visit SCC. SCC, your path to possible.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house-smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting partly sunny skies and more mild weather. We'll see an afternoon high around 59. Tonight, mainly cloudy and breezy, low around 29. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies will return, but cooler weather will too. We'll see a high around 43. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions. Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here on weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I'm Jake Bockelman, along with Steve Taylor. We were just running down some of the best from the Super Bowl, the best moments and all that from the Super Bowl. We didn't get to the halftime show of Usher. What did you think?
Well, I just read this, which I didn't know. It came up on my Google thing. Did she have a flop that her voice cracked, Alicia Keys? Because I didn't notice.
Did she? I didn't notice.
That's what
either.
it says here. That she struggled with some of the words and her voice cracked. Yeah, it says if I ain't got you, apparently she cracked. And it's been online.
I didn't notice it.
I didn't notice that either. I thought she looked fabulous. I love Alicia Keys and the whole red piano and
that was cool.
And it was cool. I mean, Usher was. It started off. Dude, first of all, I read some critiques about it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Usher has been in the entertainment industry for 34. Forever since he was 9 years old, right?
Oh, yeah.
He has a gazillion songs, right? So I was saying how big the production is. I mean, all the people that were out there. And Usher's like a little mini Michael Jackson where he dances and he can sing and he sings. So without his career, all the songs, how do you even narrow it down to which songs that you're going to sing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first thing, right? Because you got, 20 minutes maybe
to
do all this? And changing the outfits and the theme and all that kind of stuff.
Skating.
Came out on skates, man.
Yeah.
The dude is so talented. I can't even dance, let alone skate and dance, right?
That's right.
Anyway, so I thought it was phenomenal. I would put it up there with, I think my all-time best would probably be Snoop Dogg. I thought that was, I think obviously Michael Jackson when he did it, but I still think Snoop Dogg's and Dr. Dre, theirs are the whole, it was cool.
Yeah.
And that's right in my ear, right?
Out in
and
LA.
Stuff. Out in LA. So I thought that was cool. I think Usher did. I think he did great. I mean, I think Janet Jackson was good, Justin Timberlake, but he's up there in the top 5, in my opinion, from all the shows. So I thought he did a great job. I don't know if I'd have taken off my shirt.
That wasn't necessarily, we weren't the audience for that. That was more for the ladies.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. It got a big woo.
It's not like he's chiseled,
right?
Right. Like, I don't know if I saw a 6-pack.
No.
Right?
Yeah. And he was sweating like crazy.
Oh, he was sweating, but he dances and everything.
Yeah.
My wife said that. But no, I thought it was phenomenal. I mean, he sang, it wasn't any lip singing or nothing like that.
Yeah, I appreciated that.
Yeah, I appreciated that. And then the production was good. I like it that he featured other people. It wasn't all about him. No, he had the guitars and everything. And I didn't know Alicia Keys was going to be doing that. You had Ludacris.
Yeah.
I mean, who's the other guy with the other rapper?
Yeah, they had a few other
I can't think of him.
and-
Yeah, so I thought that was nice that he gave the stage for a lot of
Little
other.
John, I think.
Little John,
was one of them,
gave the stage up for some other artists. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great show. I mean, NFL, man, say what you want to say about the NFL. They can put on a show.
Yeah.
And their message is good, and what they do in the community is really outstanding. So I give it to them, man. They just keep getting better and better and bigger. So I'm a huge supporter of what they're doing, what they're attempting. I thought the commercials were great. There are a lot of Christian Jesus commercials.
Was there? Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was quite a few,
Yeah.
which is cool. I mean, that's good. They just do a good job of featuring everything.
Yeah. I was fascinated by it all, and they set the new TV record rating
Yeah,
too.
that's why. Yeah.
With 123.4 million viewers. They said
How much of that was a Taylor Swift effect?
Could be a little bit.
I mean,
It
just the
jumped
fact
it
that
over,
people
yeah.
want.
There is a Taylor Swift
and
crowd.
she plays it so well. She does. She caters to her base, and her base is huge.
I was surprised to see Ice Spice with her the whole time. I don't know if you.
She's cute. She had a commercial, right?
She probably.
She's
did,
a cute
yeah.
little girl.
Yeah.
What does she sing?
She's kind of grotesque. She sings like
Really?
Yeah, she'll sing anything.
I'm gonna have to ask my daughters about her.
Yeah.
I may listen to her stuff on Sirius XM. I don't really know. I know the songs. I don't know the rappers.
Yeah.
I know which one. So, yeah. I mean, what a cool box, dude. To be in the box with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's just a great
and
time.
Vegas, a great hosting
Oh,
site.
Vegas
too,
is awesome. Someone asked me would I want to go to a Super Bowl, and I've never had any desire to go just because I said it's just so much to do. And now, unless you go VIP and you get into all the VIP parties, that may be cool, right? Like Deion Sanders and his crew, his boys are living the life, right? So, no, it's a great event.
Well, it's a different crowd too. I'd be interested, like how, because there are lifelong 49ers or Chiefs fans that, put off some college payments or whatever it is to get to that game.
I know.
And so, I mean, you do get some of that crowd, but a lot of it's, just people there to rub elbows and say they've been there, basically.
Yeah. It's you never know who you're going to bump into. I would like to talk to Jay Foreman and see, he bumped into a few people.
Oh, they did. We had a very successful time from Radio Row, running into a lot of different.
I bet. I mean, that would be fun. Just, tracking down people, doing cameo stuff and doing that stuff. But
yeah,
I'm good. I like watching at home in my living room.
That's right.
Yeah.
So also what happened that we saw the other day, the NFL sent out their invites. 321 different players invited to the combine. I think about 225 will ultimately get drafted.
We struck out.
Nebraska struck out. Not one player invited from Nebraska.
Wasn't there a kid from Kearney or somewhere?
Was there?
There's some kid from Nebraska at some smaller school that got invited to the combine. So my wife knows all this stuff because she told me. She said such and such got invited to the combine.
Yeah.
I was like, what school is that?
Well, we were running down the list earlier. There's like a Holy Cross guy. There's a Monmouth guy. I mean, there's there's some smaller schools represented. Now, Nebraska's not alone as far as the Big Ten. Even Northwestern doesn't have a representative. Vanderbilt,
Why
Georgia
don't
Tech.
put us in that group, man?
Well, that's what it is. That's what it is right now.
I know.
These are just facts.
They're facts.
Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, Cincinnati, SMU, and Nebraska.
That surprised me with Oklahoma State.
Yeah. There's some solid teams in there. Sometimes it happens. You don't have a big senior class.
Yeah.
And in particular this year, you don't have you maybe have the COVID rollovers.
Look at it from this perspective. Who do you think would have been invited if they would have been a senior from the last year teams? If they would have been seniors, who do you think was good enough to maybe have a chance to go to combine?
Well, that's the interesting part. I think if I'd rather have Ty Robinson and Nash Hutmacher on the team, on Nebraska's team, than have NFL combine.
No. I know that. I'm just saying, if they would have been seniors, do you think they'd have been invited to the combine?
I think those two would have been.
So
yeah. And they would have been they get the COVID year, so you get to bring them back. So I'm fine with. I mean, it's not outstanding. Obviously, it kind of tells you where you're at. Michigan, for what it's worth, had a record 18 players. So when Nebraska stepped on the field against Michigan and got blown out,
I knew that when I watched them.
Yeah, but you just talk about playing with different chess pieces there.
Yeah,
you got 18-0 on as far as NFL combines. Again,
that is kind of disappointing that we didn't have one person.
Yeah,
that's eligible from the NFL standpoint.
Well, and some people
talented enough to go to the combine.
And some people think, and I think as well, Quentin Newsome and Omar Brown will both be pretty high-end free agents if they're not drafted, but they're going to have to show it on pro day now in order to get drafted.
Yeah.
Did you get an NFL combine invite? Did they do that back then?
Don't insult me like that.
I was asking you.
Of course
you did. Yeah.
I was rated in the top 5.
Oh, okay.
As quarterbacks my senior year.
Yeah.
I want to run that down. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you.
Right. Yeah.
We got to set the record straight. I'm all about
Well,
that.
I know because you went to the CFL draft, right?
Yeah. I told you I was drafted by the CFL.
Yeah.
I was their number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
I was signed, still delivered for 4 years.
Didn't you get
and
drafted?
I was still drafted.
You got drafted in the NFL too.
Yes, I was still drafted. So think about that.
But that draft pick was after you already signed with the CFL team,
it was
right?
after I signed a 4-year deal. I signed a 3-year option with the Edmonton Eskimos.
So who drafted you in the NFL?
And I didn't go to combine.
You didn't go to the CFL combine?
No, I didn't go to NFL.
You didn't go to that one either?
I was invited. I had my ticket.
Okay, yeah.
When I look hindsight 2020, I just should have gone. But we use that as leverage to negotiate with the Edmonton Eskimos.
Okay.
Because I knew I was never going to go and I wasn't going to go that route. I was going to play quarterback. I wasn't going to be switched.
Yeah.
And I was going to get as much money as I could initially. Hindsight is 2020 now, but yeah, so I was invited. I was rated. It was Troy Aikman, Steve Walsh, Rodney Peete, myself. Then there was a kid from like Northern Arizona who had a really good year.
Mm.
Those are the top rated. I think Dan McPherson may have been there somewhere. I was actually rated higher than him, actually. when I saw the ratings of where quarterbacks were rated my senior year after the year, I was in the top 5.
Well, it's interesting too because some of the top players now in college football that get invited don't want to go because basically they're stuck. If you're a top 15 guy, what are you going to do?
I know it really depends on who you are and what
Yeah.
you've done. And now the pro day is kind of the deal, but they still go to combines for the kicks and giggles, just to kind of
just to be there and do some
maybe
interviews.
let everyone know I'm the projected whatever pick, and I'm going to show you and blah 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 and whatever, right? So, so they get all these nice little packages, and everything. It's a good time.
Who picked you in the NFL draft?
Indianapolis Colts.
Or did they become your favorite team or
No,
after that or not?
I even tried to go after my first couple of years, but they said they honored CFL contracts.
Oh yeah.
When I was backing up a couple of guys that were all pros, I was like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
They said, no, we out
Never
here.
mind.
Contract is too late.
So there's not a special place in your heart for the Colts?
No, dude.
No.
No.
Even though they took that chance.
They had drafted Jeff George.
Yeah. Okay.
Was
Yeah.
it the year afterwards or something like that?
Okay.
Yeah. They had Jeff George or something.
Yeah. That was a good NFL quarterback for a while. Some
Yeah,
people
yeah,
don't think
dude. He had a gun. man.
Yeah,
He had
absolutely.
a rifle. He had a rifle.
One of the most
Illinois.
talented.
Yeah, but anyway,
quarterbacks.
so that's kind of disappointing that the Huskers, don't have a combine entry.
Yeah.
But maybe we'll next year.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think
Raiola would be our be talked as the number 1 pick in the draft 3 to 5 years from now. Wouldn't that be something?
I think that's the goal. But I think they'll have several guys next year. It does look like maybe, and we'll see again. Could have Omar Brown or Quentin Newsom get drafted.
When you think about that, and I just thought about this because I saw a picture of Ferragamo in the CFL.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He played in CFL, right? I wonder, was he drafted out of college before he went to the Rams?
Yeah,
I wonder how he
check
ended up.
that.
I wonder how he ended up in the CFL.
Hmm.
But I remember that. So I did because I'm thinking like Jerry Taggy.
Yeah.
What did he do? Where was he drafted? My point is, have we had a quarterback drafted from Nebraska in the top 1 or 2 or 3 rounds? I was just trying to think.
Yeah, I don't know. We have to go back and look.
As a quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to. Those have been our best chances. I know Hum and those guys played like 10 or 12 years in the NFL, but to not have a quarterback drafted, as a quarterback in the first couple of rounds, it's kind of interesting. Now, a lot of that is due to the offense and what you've done, but with the Ferragamo and Taggy, they were a prolific offense, right? So I was wondering where Taggy was drafted, and then if he played in the NFL.
I can pull it up real quick. And
I'm not putting you on the spot. I was just curious
Yeah.
because I know Ferragamo went to the CFL, and then he was a good-looking guy too. And then I went to the NFL, and I know Hum was out. Hum played for years, and in the NFL as a backup. Obviously, Turner was in Canada, as a quarterback.
So Jerry Taggy was picked with the 11th pick of the 1972 draft.
So he was drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
11th pick.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So there you go.
I was trying to see if anybody else went too high.
I was wondering where Ferragamo was.
Ferragamo was looks like he was in the 4th round. Yeah, 4th round of the draft.
So he must have gone there and then gone to the CFL, then gone back to the NFL. Who was he drafted by?
No, I lost my spot. Okay,
I'm sorry. My bad, man.
It's all right.
My bad.
It's interesting. Now, did he do some acting too? I know you said he's a good-looking guy.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
did. Yeah, that's
yeah, that's what I was thinking. I thought I had heard something like that
Yeah.
before. I could look up his kind of path and see how he got to the Rams. So he's drafted by the Rams, and looks like from 77 to 80 with the Rams, and then went to Montreal for 81.
81.
And then back with the Rams from 82 to 84.
That's interesting, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
See, at that time, man, the Canadian Football League was like huge because Johnny Rogers went to the Canadian Football League out of college.
That's right.
Versus, I know when Rocket Ismail did it because they gave him like 20 or 30 million to go to Canada. I played against him, right?
Okay.
And he went there instead of the NFL.
Yeah. That's crazy because I don't, I usually kind of think when I just think back, and obviously didn't live through from that time, was that, you kind of think of the NFL competing with like the USFL, but it was a little bit of
It was
CFL
Canada.
back then.
Canada's older than that's why I fact checked you guys when you're talking about the history. Canada has an older football league. It's the oldest. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. Once again, you're listening to Weekly Rap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. We'll be back with more after this.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
The Omaha Supernovas are back in action this Thursday, February 15th versus the Vegas Thrill at the Dollar Loan Center in Las Vegas. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 8 p.m. with first serve at 9. Make sure to tune in to the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Supernovas Radio Network.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day. They encourage those who go out to make smart decisions behind the wheel or plan accordingly to have someone lined up for a safe ride home. This important message comes to you from Bart and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending specialist here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Come see the exciting career opportunities in the world of large ag. Acres, your Nebraska John Deere dealer, is hosting a career fair during our 2024 Ag and Turf Expo. Learn about career opportunities in service, sales, parts, and precision ag, as well as other roles in Acres business support team. Join us at the Sand Hills Global Event Center March 6th and 7th or Fauner Park March 21st and 22nd. Go to acres.com/expo24 for details.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and we have some really big savings for you right now. Our new crossover sale is underway. New Terrains, Equinoxes, and Trailblazers starting at $23,290. That's right, $23,290. Also, we've continued our huge Sierra and Silverado truck sale with over $10,000 off new pickups. You heard right, over $10,000 off list. Coppell truly has a small town feel with big city deals. We're right down 144th Street or at CoppellCars.com. Stock numbers G260980 and C119824.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
Hilriola, the doctor, the Polynesian Bowl. He had a lot of throws. He made a couple nice throws. He threw outs. He threw a deep dig. He threw a slant that went to the house. There were so many different passes that we saw him. And he's got a little quick twitch. Is he fast? No. Quick twitch? Yes. It was good to see him moving around. Listen, he connected with, guess who?
Carter Nelson.
Thank you. We got a chance to see Carter twice. It was good for me to watch that because I think that's a precursor of what's.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah.
We're back here on weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I'm Jake Bakoven, stepping in as well here on the show. I wanted to ask you, college football is considering adding a 2-minute warning, which obviously would be a stoppage of play. Would you be in favor of that, like the NFL?
Yep. Yeah. It should make it more like the NFL. Everything should be more like the NFL.
Well, they did. They stopped like last year where first downs used to be getting, stop the clock. Doesn't do that now. So this would actually, they're so concerned about shortening the game. This might elongate the game a little bit.
I think people want more football.
Yeah, I know. That's the other thing. I don't know why they're shortening the game.
Yeah, I like the 2-minute warning. I like it. Because it gives you you take your game to a different level, a different mindset mentally.
Yeah, and you can just strategize.
Yeah,
if you have 3 timeouts, it can be a default timeout as well.
Yep.
So I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be interesting. Yeah,
I'm good for that.
Other things on the agenda here. Matt Rule spoke with the radio on radio the other day, and he said he put in a strong word for Tony White during UCLA's coaching search, even though they didn't end up going with Tony White.
Yeah.
What are your kind of thoughts on Tony White? Obviously, just 1 year here at Nebraska. He was rumored for the San Diego State job, rumors maybe a little bit for the Syracuse, but now obviously with the UCLA. And Matt Rule the whole time has been 100% supportive of it.
I know. Oh, of course. If I'm T. White, I'm waiting for the most optimum, ideal head coaching job. You're making $1.5 million right now. I don't want, you're growing something, you're part of something, you're young, your kids are young. And you kind of get maybe one shot nowadays. That's what it looks like. So don't take a if or where too much is required to do it, unless you got a rock solid contract and you're okay with being retired, before you're 40 something or 50, whatever, right? Totally. So no, he's in a great spot.
He is too, and I think with all the name, like he's been popping up with all these coaching search names. He was an alumni from UCLA. I think that maybe some fans are getting so maybe like, oh man, he's just seemingly up for every job. He does have a tie to all those schools, and they happen to have openings this year. So when you kind of look at the other schools, like he coached at Arizona State for a minute, there's a few other schools that maybe could pop up. But as far as like the wave of schools that would be interested in Tony White, and they kind of came and passed.
And what people don't understand is that getting a head coaching job is one thing, but having the right staff. So when you make your decision that, hey, I want to be a head coach somewhere, so what you have to do is start assembling your staff. Who would be your offensive coordinator? Who would be your, if you want to, how you want to play your role and how you're going to have your staff. And you got to reach out to those people and say, okay, here's what it's looking like. If will you come with me? If I get a head coaching job, are you in? What's the likelihood? So you gotta have a good staff. And that's one thing I talked about when they're talking about Mickey Joseph maybe being the head coach here. I'm like, there's more to it than you just being the head coach. You have to have the right people behind you and the right staff.
Yeah.
And so you can start now that you know that, hey, they probably already thought they had the ability to do it. But now that I know I'm going to be in the conversation when it comes to head coaching, let me look at the schools that I will like to go to, will consider, and get my staff, get my house in order. And then when that comes along, then you move and you take it. In the meanwhile, you're in a good situation. You're at a Power 5 school, historic school, still got major challenges in front of you, right? And you're making pretty good money, right?
Yeah.
So what's the rush here? Right? So I'm 57 years old. I see how that works, right? and everything I think I do. So that's my approach.
Well, it's interesting too, because I know, like Rashawn, for instance, when we were talking about it, he likes.
All right, what
old,
does he know? What's a
well, he likes the old Osborne. 25 years, keep your coaching staff together.
That's done, dude.
That would be hard to do.
You tell me a coach that will leave a head coaching job at a Power 5 school to go be an offensive coordinator somewhere. What do you think that scenario would ever happen?
Well, it did happen for Chip Kelly.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
on your own volition.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
so it's a different age, right? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Who would do that, right?
Brent Venables stayed a defensive coordinator for the longest time when he could have had head coaching jobs. But that was because he was making $2 million when most coordinators weren't making $1 million.
Exactly.
Like he was getting paid it. So
and there's a lot of stress, man. You look at I used to see pictures of Obama before he became president. Even Clinton. After the 8 years.
Yeah.
Look at Scott Frost. Look at Scott Frost's picture.
Same thing with Nebraska coaching.
When
right?
he signed here and then when he left after 5 years.
Yeah.
He probably aged 10 to 15 years, dude. I mean, I went to the Michigan basketball game the other night, and I was watching Hoburg and I was watching Howard. And their coaching styles, from what I've seen, they're very laid back. They don't not a lot of yelling and screaming, right? They're second guys, they're up yelling and pointing and doing all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
They're real cool. So I text a friend of mine who's on the coaching staff at the Huskers. I said, what's your thoughts on Howard as a head coach? What do you think? And I said, he looks really kind of laid back, and I really he wasn't demonstrative like I thought he would be, being a player and a coach. And turns out that he had open heart surgery in September.
Oh, okay, yeah.
In September. He's been at Michigan, 4 or 5 years, and went to the Final Four. The stress is what gets you.
Yeah.
And obviously Hoburg, he has a condition,
Yep.
So there's a lot to be said when you're the head guy. There's a lot of stress.
Yeah.
And that's what get all men is stress. So that's why I try to live as non-stressful a life as possible.
Yeah, that's a good.
I gotta live like you, Bob, because you never look stressed.
Yeah, I try not to get too stressed, but I do get stressed from time.
No, you don't. You never look stressed.
I just laugh everything off and makes you feel a little bit better.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
That'll wrap it up for another weekly wrap session with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Steve, thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you, my man. Keep doing what you're doing.
All right, we will do that. We will be back next week. Happy Hour coming next year at 93.7 The Ticket.
Hog Wild's giant stuffed baked potatoes are anything but basic and really hit the spot when you're craving a little comfort food. Nothing is more satisfying than a Hog Wild baked potato loaded with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and chives. Add your choice of a Hog Wild house smoked meat like pulled pork, chicken, or brisket for a little extra. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait?